All right, wait, look, it's deadline day, and there's a few of the big clubs that are circling around AIRTON. So what I want you to do is just take him down to the basement, please, and just lock him down there for the day. Yeah, no, it'll be fine. Just lock him down there. Put some food and water in there as well, obviously. And while he's down there, I'll turn on the cell phone signal blocker. And, well, if the clubs can't find him, they can't sign him, can they? Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Queen of the South. It's Season 9, Episode 11 today as we look to win the Champions League with our Scottish team, of course. We can't do that this year. We can, however, win the Europa League. And today, a slight change in plan, actually. We are going to be facing Aberdeen and Rangers, both away from home, both in the league, because there's a little bit to catch you up on in the transfer window and the cup thing. It's a whole thing. I'll explain it as we go. But the really good news is that AIRTON is still a Queen of the South player. In actual fact, we didn't really have any more bids come in for him after Bayern Munich. They bid 20 or something odd million for him, and he's here, which is absolutely brilliant. So we didn't lose him. We did lose two players, though, both by choice. The first of those was Varela with Hansen coming in. We didn't really need him. We know that we have a young Scottish guy coming in next season that's currently been loaned out to Hamilton. So we sold him. We got 7.5 million for him. 7.25 million for him. He has been a good player for us, a very solid player, but he is not ever going to be club trained. He is 28 years old and 7 odd million for a left back that we don't really need. In my books, is not too bad. So he's left. The other player that left was Oliver Gilchrist. Now, I'm going to put him in the category of slight disappointment. I thought when we signed him, we had signed ourselves a really, really good young player, and he's just never really developed. Now, part of that might be my fault, turning him from a central midfielder into a fullback, and I still think there's a very good fullback in there if he had developed, which he just never did, which is, as I say, disappointing. I mean, he's passing of 9. He was a midfielder when we signed him. I think his passing actually got worse. We signed him for 350 grand, though, so we've made a nice little profit on him, and he'll go off and have a good career, I'm sure. You can see from his match ratings, he was always a good player, just not really. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have sold him, but 2.8 million, it's done now. So that means that this window, or this year I should say, we have made 110 million in sales. Now, of course, a large chunk of that was Conan Ong, who ideally we wouldn't have sold, but the rest of it are players that we were happy to let go as we sort of trim and mold the squad a little bit more, and we haven't even spent half of that. So that obviously means that the finances are looking very healthy, and we've got 36 million that we could spend. We've got money in the wage budget as well. So I think we come out of January in quite a good, healthy position as a club. So that's obviously good, important, and hopefully we'll get that plus a little bit more for next season, and then we can really start and not pad out the squad. What's what I'm looking for, but just strengthen it sort of properly instead of sort of signing young guys that may or may not make it. I really want to try and make sure that now when we make a signing, it's because they're going to be a part of a Champions League winning squad. Now, there are 2 games to catch you up on since last episode. The first of those was a cup game, the Scottish Cup, first round for us against Aberdeen Athletic. Now, this is a local rivalry, and that was certainly made, I think it was Gary Turpie that pointed it out to me, and in the press conference, it was very apparently a derby. So let's have a look and see what happened as we faced Aberdeen Athletic. We had an early lead when Irving picked out Diaz's run. Pitaluga got his first for the club, and then added a second before half-time. Diaz made it 4-0, turning in Turpie's effort. And he then completed his hat-trick, before Turpie set him up again for his 4th. So really, this was the perfect game for us. They were down to 10 men before half-time as well, so they were in absolute shambles. But not only did we win and win well, Diaz got himself 4, which is excellent, I'm assuming, for his confidence. And we were also able to give some game time to some young academy players. So Kyle was the first one. He has been playing well for the kids, so we decided to give him a game, and there is quite a decent winger there, and this is partly the reason why I was willing to sell the wingers that we did this window as well, because not only do we have Alan Kyle coming through, but coming off the bench to make his debut was the other right-sided winger, Jock Smart. So again, maybe not quite as good as Kyle, but certainly potential-wise just as good. And yeah, again, very, very happy that we were able to give both of them game time. We were also able to give some more game time to Brian Tough. Now, I'm not as convinced that he's going to make it for us, but as an academy player, we'll give him every chance. You can see I've got him listed for loan. There was no one interested in taking him, so we'll just have to give him game time where we can. And the other player that made his debut was our young goalkeeper, John Warwick. Now, again, we were only able to do this because it was so comfortable. So I think just after half-time, when we were 4-0 up, 3-0 up, I took Burstik off and gave Warwick the game. So, yeah, again, is he going to be a first-choice goalkeeper for us? Absolutely not. Could he be a worthwhile sort of club-trained third-choice goalkeeper? Maybe. Nothing more than maybe, but maybe. So we'll give him, again, every chance to develop and come through for us. So yeah, that was that. We've got Inverness in the next round, and that is coming right at the wrong time, which is why I couldn't do the European games today. But there was one other game to catch you up on, and that was Hearts in the league. Bermudez gave us the lead, and then played in Eddie Johnson to make it 2-0 at half-time. Before Hearts pulled one back in the second half. So we made hard work of a game that we essentially dominated. You can see from the XG and the XG tracker. Now, penalty in there obviously inflates it, but we were comfortably the better side. And again, it was that bloody Anthony Gordon that whacked one in. He's very close to making me buy him, to be honest. He really, really is. But it was a strong team that we put out. We got the 3 points, which is nice. And that means that the league table looks like this. We are 1 point back of Celtic. We are 7 clear of Rangers, with Hibs and Ross County all also in the European places. Obviously, Champions League we are done with for this season, and it's going to be Athletic Bilbao. But as I said, unfortunately, not today. And the reason for that, I'll just explain myself, because I know it could be disappointing, is that we've got this stupid cup tie in the middle there, which I just don't have time to play through and record today, because I wasn't planning on that. What we will do, though, is next episode, I'll make sure I have the time, and we'll play over Dundee United, and we'll show both legs of the European game. So, yeah, with the window, I just wanted to sort of catch up on that, and then I just don't... Anyway. It doesn't matter. Hopefully we're going to have 2 very good games, starting with the Pittodrie. Oh no, it's the Kingford Stadium. They must have a new stadium. So we're going to Aberdeen anyway, and this is what we're expecting from them. Their weird sort of 5-2-3 that they tend to play. And this is the team that we are sending out. Now, we've kind of got our hands tied a little bit with promises of football. So it's Burstik in goal. Hansen, Toro, Leshy, and AIRTON will be the back four. Bruno, Mashagi, and Alvarez. It's Bermudez in behind Johnson and Celino. And we've had to promise Celino first-team football since last time I saw you as well. We've just got a few too many good players. That's the problem we have, which is a good problem to have, except when they all want to play. Okay, so we can see the team sheet there. They haven't got any real new signings that I can see there. I wonder which Dembele that is. Oh, he's the guy that starts at Celtic, isn't he? Karamoko, I think. All right, or is he at Leicester? I definitely recognise the name. Let's go out there, play a natural game. The result should come, and hopefully, yeah, we do play well here. Now, of course, maybe if we don't play a European game in an episode, then we won't get the horrible performance. We'll see if that works or not. Now, one thing I have changed a little bit tactically for this one, if you're a long-term viewer, and we just need to get this clear if we can, please, guys. Hansen goes over, and well, let's clear this, then we'll talk about what we've done different, slightly different anyway, tactically. Hansen wins it back to Mashagi, and that ends the highlight. So instead of having Celino as the man marker that's going to track wingbacks getting forward, we've seen before, I don't know if he's lazy, work rate, marking is the problem, he just doesn't bother. So it's going to be Bermudez, who has a marking of 2 and less work rate, but we're going to see if he actually does stick to the job, which the attributes would suggest he absolutely is not. But we'll try it anyway. Now, of course, since we don't have wingers anymore, or certainly out-and-out first-choice wingers, it means that we, in a good way, I think that we're tied to this formation, but it does mean, of course, it's a little bit harder to change things. But we know that we have wide, sort of central attackers that can play in wide areas, so that shouldn't be a problem. What is a problem, though, is that we appear to be getting another one of these horrible performances. All right, can we berate them, please, before half-time and try and get something going? Bruno is looking nervous. And, well, that has been a horrible half of football. So, we're disappointed with that. We are going to make changes here, I think. We've given the start that was required to Johnson. He can now come off. We'll get Johnny Angus on there. And if Bruno's going to look nervous, he's not playing too badly, so we might just hold off on that for now. Yeah. The other thing we might try and do, actually, is we'll drop Mashagi back a little bit. Because, as I said, I think it was the last episode or the episode before, I think teams are playing us a little bit differently. So if we drop Mashagi or whoever the deep-lying midfielder is, if we drop them back, it looks like it's defensive, but I think it actually gives them a little bit more space to get on the ball. And it just opens up midfield a little bit more for us. So we'll see if that actually makes a difference or not. Mashagi to Bermudez. Bruno gets it wide. AIRTON has, well, half the field to run into. There's the cross, there's the finish, and it's a goal, and it's Celino with his 11th of the season. A much, much better start to the second half, and it is 1-0. We'll just go back to positive. But it was Bruno's pass that found AIRTON. Look at the space that AIRTON had out there. And then he whipped the cross in. Celino's not missing that. And it's 1-0. And, well, finally, we've shown up. First highlight I think we've had, isn't it, that one? Let's give them some praise. Try and build a bit of confidence. Well, it's done the opposite of that. It's confused and frustrated. Excellent. Rangers and Celtic have both taken the leads. And it is looking increasingly like Ross County are going to fade away this season, isn't it? All right, let's try demand more then. I don't like that Bruno's nervous, so let's take him off and get Bayless on. And is there anything else we want to do? Bermudez isn't having the greatest game. Santos is injured. He was injured. He came back from injury, fell down, and then bruised himself, and he's injured again. So that's been his week, unfortunately. I don't necessarily want or need to make changes. We could look to bring Baba Adu off the bench. But we'll leave the guys out there that are out there, and we'll just go and shut this thing down. All right, and hopefully we'll see it out. Give them some focus. And there we go. Not a classic, but we've gone to Aberdeen. We've got a 1-0 win. We deserve it. We were much, much better second half, weren't we? And, yeah, definitely don't get complacent, guys, because you weren't that good. All right, so we can see the other results there. Rangers and Celtic have won. Hibs have won as well. So it's increasingly looking like it's those four, and then the rest, Ross County and Hearts, will probably make up the rest of the top half of the split by the looks of that. So Queen of the South secure victory at Kingsford Stadium. I wonder, just what's the capacity of this one? Information. Oh, there it is there, 20,000. So that's, I think, would be bigger than Pittodrie, wouldn't it? You'd imagine. Why would they build it if it's smaller? So there we go. Wait right there. We will be back to face Rangers and hopefully not lose any ground to Celtic in the process. Okay, welcome back. Well, we have some news, and that is that Ross County have sacked their manager. So that's a little bit surprising, though they, as I did just mention, didn't I? They are fading away a little bit. So maybe Ross County's just running out of patience, and they want to be where they should be. Especially given the money that they're spending. But we're getting ready to face Rangers just now. Can I get rid of that, please, game? Thank you. And Rangers also have a new manager. Let's just go in here and we can do it. We were expecting a 4-4-2 from them, though we don't know exactly what we're going to get. The new man is a name that is familiar, Sergei Samak. He is a Russian. He's at Zenit in real life, I think. Yes, at Zenit. And well, he's been at Wolves and Sunderland post that in this game. But he looks a decent enough manager, so we'll see what sort of football we get. Preferred style Catenaccio, so maybe not the most entertaining of football we're going to get. But anyway, 4-4-2 we're expecting. We don't know exactly. And I may have made selection errors in that I may have picked the team too strong against Aberdeen, and we've got some tired legs and players that aren't going to last 90 minutes, so we've had to make some changes here. But that being said, I think it shows the depth of our squad that it's still a decent team. So Bursic goes in goal. Travusio, Walker, Pitaluga, and Ianu will be the back four. Bruno, Razayev, and Irving goes in midfield. It is Bermudez. He's pretty much the only player that is backing up here with Angus. Oh, Celino as well. Celino is backing up. Bermudez is not going to last 90 minutes in all likelihood, but we'll go as far as we can, and then we can rest him for the next one because Santos, he should be back ready to go in that game. So, yeah, suck it up, Bermudez. We need you. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. A couple of, there's still some very, Glenn Kamara, he must be getting on quite a bit at this point. Drever is a very good young striker, sort of in the mould, actually, of Eddie Johnson. But yeah, so there's a few decent players in that team. Put on a worthy display. I think just play your natural game here, boys. There probably is less pressure on us, given that the team we're putting out is maybe, I would say, probably expected to lose. Not that I'm expecting us to lose, but you know, if you were sitting in the stands and you saw that team being picked, you'd probably be cursing me, saying, "Why did you pick such a strong team against Aberdeen?" And that's a legitimate concern. I don't know why I did that either in hindsight. Here we go with Johnny Angus. But like I say, considering how much we've rotated, this is still a pretty good team. Trevusio's done well to get forward. Can he get a cross in now? He goes back to Irving. Irving all the way back there for Rezaev. To Bruno, to Bermudez. Bermudez gets it wide for Ianu getting forward. What can he do? Bruno back to Ianu. It's blocked away, but Bruno picks it up to Rezaev again. To Irving, to Bermudez. Bermudez has a goal! Oh, and it's at the post. Or it's a save from the goalkeeper. It's a wonderful save. It would have been goal of the season, surely, if not a contender. There's a ball to the back post from the corner, and that is headed away, and we will encourage them. Apologies in advance if I cough during this game. I've just got this thing that I can't shake. So yeah, I tried my best to have a massive hack before we start, but yeah, I still have that gross tickle that you get when you almost certainly going to... Oh, Jesus. 19th of the season for Drever. I said he was decent. Now, has Bursic just palmed that straight into him? I have a horrible feeling that might be what happened. Well, to be fair to him, he's made a save, and there's probably not too much he could do about it. Let's give them some encouragement. And yeah, the awkward thing we've got is, I don't know if it's Semak's first game in charge of Rangers or if he has taken one already. We have a very, very small sample size of exactly what we're expecting from him, which makes it difficult to figure out what we want to do to obviously counter what they're doing. All right, so let's try raising up our tempo, and we'll get rid of that and maybe look to exploit the flanks. If we're expecting Catenaccio, maybe we want to try and get down the sides of them as much as possible. Let's try and demand more. But they appear to have just shut up shop here, don't they? Angus isn't having a great game. We do have a highlight in first half stoppage time, though. This is the big highlight. 1-1 is brilliant. 2-0, we've got problems. There's a good ball for Celino. Oh, and he can't find the back of the net. It was a good chance for him as well. Irving with the corner. Can we knock one in late on here? It's headed away again. Bermudez will pick it up, but I think the clock might beat us here. Bruno has it now. Bruno to Bermudez. Bermudez across looking for Irving. Knocks it down there for Celino. There's Trevusio on the overlap. Irving, we're going to have to do this and do it soon. Otherwise the clock is going to beat us here. Edge of the area. Rezaev. Bermudez is in space. Bermudez has found that space. It's cleared away. Oh, we're just stuffing around with it a little bit too much. And that is indeed half time. And, well, we're unlucky to be behind. But we've only got ourselves to blame for not being able to defend from a corner. We'll tell them they're unlucky. We'll send them back out. And we'll hope for a better performance here. Let's demand more straight off the bat. And that seems to have worked. All right, Bermudez not really working. Is this the first time that I've wished we had wingers? The answer is yes, it is. Trevusio, though. We just need to use our wing-backs a little bit better, don't we? And we've got good wing-backs as well. Rezaev chips it in. It's headed away, though. We should pick that up, shouldn't we? Pitaluga's there. Bruno has it. To Ianu. Back to Pitaluga. Oh, Bruno makes a good run. Bruno's in. Can Bruno pull it back now? He can. It's there for somebody, and it's blocked behind. Celino with another good chance. That one, there wasn't too much he could do about it. That was good defending. Corner comes in. Again, we go to the back post. Again, it's flicked away. Bermudez will pick it up again. Walker has it. And that ends that highlight. We've got another one, though. Just before the hour mark. We win the header, do we? Yes. Trevusio down for Irving. Celino back to Irving. Rezaev. Forward for Bermudez. There's a good ball for Celino. Irving is so good at picking out those runs. And Celino, again, can't find the back of the net. And we're going to say, not your day, mate. Let's get Diaz on, who scored 4 last time he was on the field. Keep demanding more. Rezaev not having a great game. All right, so we'll take him off. We will get on Bayless. We've had 15 shots. How have we not scored? We've got another highlight. Trevusio with a heavy touch. And are we going to get frustrated here into a defeat that I really don't think we deserve? Bruno, can he get a tackle in? No. Ianu, not quite. We're putting decent pressure on them here, though, but they've played around it. Cross comes in. Ianu's done well to take with the runner there, and I'm going to say that was brilliant defending. Let's give it a calm down. We're looking a little bit anxious. We've got a highlight here beginning. Rangers have possession, though. It's not where we want them. Cross comes in. Bursik, easy for him. Can we now go up the other end here? Pitaluga. Ianu. Infield there for Bermudez. To Bayless. Bayless playing a bit of a different role as the deep line playmaker here. Ianu, though, he's got some space. Can he get that cross in? He does have an okay cross on him. It's a good one in. It's there for Diaz, and Diaz has got another goal. He's cooking with gas now as Diaz. 7 he's got. 4 against Annan Athletic. Just warmed him up. And it's 1-1 at Ibrox. And, well, can we go on and win this now? We certainly look like the better team. Ianu did well. Cross comes in. Diaz, quite composed, really, wasn't it? I'm not sure if he intentionally took the ball away from the goalkeeper, if that's just kind of how it fell for him. But let's demand a little bit more now and see if we can go on and get the winner, or certainly a goal that puts us in front. I wouldn't necessarily want to call it a winner just yet. Bursik with a good ball. Look at that. Looking for Diaz, can't quite find him. Walker wins it down for Bermudez, who is on his last legs. He might need to think about a change there. Angus gets it wide for Irving. Can Irving pick out Diaz? He's all alone in the middle. Trevusio now. Trevusio for Diaz. It's blocked away. Bermudez back to Trevusio. Again, the shot is blocked. Bayless got a little bit of time. Trevusio again. Trevusio, he's got Irving with him. Irving, it's chipped it in. It's bouncing away. And, all right, I think it's cruel to leave Bermudez out there any longer. He's absolutely destroyed. So what we can do, Alvarez, yeah, let's stick you in there, mate. Let's see what you can do. A little bit further forward. There's a good ball for Trevusio again. It's again blocked behind. This Rangers defending, you've got to give them credit where it's due. It's excellent last-ditch stuff, isn't it? So there's the change. Bermudez goes off. Alvarez comes on. We have an XG of 3. How is this game won? Walker. Cross there for Pitaluga. There only looks one winner right now, but you know that the sucker punch is always, almost always anyway, something that is delivered against us. Alvarez. There's a pass. Diaz nods it down looking for Johnny Angus, but just not quite on the same wavelength there. Again, we win it back. Alvarez and Angus. To Irving. There's Bruno through. Bruno through, and he can't find the finish. It's just wide. I'm tempted to praise them. Because it's wonderful stuff. We've done everything but score the goals we need to win this game. Are we going to get it late in stoppage time? We would deserve it if we could, but it's not going to come, is it? It's 1-1, and how is that finish 1-1? Look at that XG in the second half. We were brilliant in the second half. We were unlucky today. We deserve to win that game. So Celtic have yet to play. Their goal difference is superior to ours drastically, unfortunately. And if they win that game, then they will go 3 points clear. And, well, let's look at the positives. We haven't lost any ground on Rangers, so that gap there is still 7. So Super Sub Diaz rescues Queen of the South. Juric, who is the West Brom boss, was looking at Bermudez. Again, he's not going anywhere. The reason he's not going anywhere is, of course, as a reminder, he is club trained. But that will do it for today. We're still in a decent position. It looks as though Celtic are going to face Hearts. So there's a chance Hearts could take something off them, though I wouldn't hold my breath. And we will be back next time, I promise, for European football. It will be both legs of the Athletic Bilbao tie. Hopefully I'll be able to get us through against Inverness off camera. And yeah, it's a tough tie against the Spanish side, currently sitting 7th in La Liga. So is 2nd in the Premiership better than 7th in La Liga? We're going to find out next time. Take care.